Hi, my name is DatT, and this is our team achievement for Sprint1. So this is me, and this is my team, YanFay. So in this Sprint1, what I did was implement the lender adding book functionality, worked on the user book browsing features, and implement the book request options. And then YanFay worked on create login, sign up, reset password page, allow registered user that log in to edit, update their personal information, and then she implemented the sign out functionality.
This is YanFei Chang and this is my part. Child user story, sign up. As a user, I want to insert and store my first name, last name, phone number, email, password, and password confirmation when I sign up for an account so that I can create an account. When the user clicks on the Sign Up button on the navigation drawer or the Create One text button on the login page, he or she will be directed to the registration page. The user is prompted to type in his or her first name and last name, and if any of that section is left empty, an error message will pop up. The user is prompted to type in his or her phone number, and if the input phone number does not have 10 digits, an error message will pop up. The user is prompted to type in his or her email, and if that section is left empty, an error message will pop up. The user is prompted to type in his or her password and password confirmation, and if any of that section has less than 6 characters, an error message will pop up. I have one extra digit. Next, for the second part of the sign-up functionality, if the password and password confirmation are not the same, an error message will pop up. If there exists an account of the same email, an error message will pop up. If sign-up is successful, a success message will pop up and the user will be logged into his or her account immediately. If sign-up is successful, Firestore adds a new document with new user info of the first name, last name, phone number, email, password, and password confirmation. They don't match because I put in a 7 instead of 6. Account creation failed. That is because hriley@gmail.com is being in use right now. So let's change it. Account creation is successful. ychung@uco.edu is over here. ychung@uco.edu, and this is all of the information. Now for the child user story, reset password. As a user, I want to get an email that will take me to a page where I can reset my password so that I can reset my password if I forget my password. When the user clicks on Forgot Password, he or she will be redirected to the Forgot Password page. If the user clicks on the Reset Password button without typing in his or her email, an error message will pop up. If the user clicks on the Cancel button, he or she will be redirected to the login page. If an account doesn't exist, an error message will pop up. So let's just log out to show this functionality. You will go into the login page, and this is where you will click onto the Forgot Password. So say let's just send reset password, invalid email input, just cancel it. It's going to redirect us back to the login page. Let's try a@a.com, which doesn't exist. Fail to send reset password email because the account doesn't exist. So the next part to this reset password functionality, if there exists an account based on the email input by the user, a message will pop up saying that a reset password email has been sent to the user's email account and the user will be redirected to the login page. The user will receive a reset password email in his or her inbox so that he or she can reset his or her password. When the user resets his or her password based on the link that was in his or her inbox, Firebase will update and save the new password in the user info document upon using the new password to log into his or her account. The user will be able to access his or her account again using the new password after he or she resets the account password. So let's change it to ychang@uco.edu. Reset password. Reset password email sent. So previously, my password is 123456 for ychang@uco.edu. Let's reset the password to password. Save it. Let's use 123456, which was like the previous password, and try to log in. Login failed because we just updated our password to password. Login successful. Our password is now changed to password instead of 123456. Now for the child user story, the login functionality. As a user, I want to log into my account when I click on the login button on the navigation drawer so that I can log into my account. When the user clicks on the login button on the navigation drawer, he or she will be directed to the login page. The user will be able to log into his or her account when he or she inputs his or her email and password and clicks on the login button. If the email section is left empty, an error message will pop up. If the password section is left empty, an error message will pop up. So once again, let's log out to test this functionality. Let's just try logging in without anything. Okay, invalid email input. The next part, if login fails, an error message will pop up. Upon logging in successfully, a success message will pop up and the user's name and email will be displayed on the head of the navigation drawer. The user will be able to see the Edit Account Information button and Logout button when he or she is logged in. So for the password, I use 123456, which was the old password, and let's try logging in. Logged in fail. because the current password is password. Login is successful. I will see my name, my email address, and I will also be able to see the edit account information button and the logout button. For the child user story edit account information, as a user, I want to edit my first name, last name, phone number, password, and password confirmation so that I can change my current information. When the user clicks on the Edit Account Information button on the navigation drawer, he or she will be directed to the page that has his or her account information. The user's first name, last name, phone number, email, password, and password confirmation are auto-populated, and the user will be able to edit those information except for the email section. If any of the user's first name and last name sections are left empty, an error message will pop up. If the user's phone number section does not have 10 digits, an error message will pop up. If any of the user's password and password confirmation sections have less than 6 characters, an error message will pop up. If the password and password confirmation are not the same, an error message will pop up. Let's test it. All my account information is auto-populated. Let's delete everything for now. As you can see, I can do nothing to my email address section. Let's try to update. Let's put in 11 digits. Should be 10 digits. The previous password was password. Let's try to put in 5 digits. Let's go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Five digits. Let's go with a 7 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. They don't match because it's a 7 instead of a 6. Next section, part 2. If the update is successful, a success message will pop up and the user will be redirected to the previous page he or she was at. If somehow the update is not successful, an error message will pop up. Any changes made to the account information by the user will be updated and saved on the user info document on Firestore when the user clicks on the update button. If the user updates his or her password, the new password will be updated on Firebase authentication as well. The user's name on the header of the navigation drawer will be updated if the user changes his or her first name and or last name. If the user clicks on the cancel button, he or she will be redirected to the previous page he or she was at. Let's just cancel it for now. I'm being redirected to the previous page. Let's try to edit it once more. First name, let's change it to Taylor. Last name, let's change it to Swift. Update. Account information updated successfully. Over here it says Taylor Swift. Now let's check our Firebase Firestore. First name Taylor, last name Swift. Now let's edit account information. This time let's update our password. So password is currently password. Let's change it to mobile apps. update. Account information updated successfully. Password updated successfully. Says mobile apps here. Now let's log out and log in again. Now for the password part, let's use password, which was the old password. It would say that login fails because we changed our password, login fail. Now let's use the newly updated password, which is mobile apps. Login is successful. Taylor Swift. For my last child user story, this is for the logout functionality. As a user, I want to log out when I click on the logout button that is on the navigation drawer so that I can log out from my account. The user is logged out of his or her account when he or she clicks on the logout button that is on the navigation drawer. The user will be able to see the sign up button and login button on the navigation drawer upon signing out. The user will be able to log into his or her account again or sign up for another account upon signing out. So let's log out. Now since I'm logged out, I will be able to see the sign up and login button. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Hi, this is DatT again, and this is my Sprint1 part. As a user, I want to browse the books page so that I can see what books are available. Acceptance criteria: the user can browse the available book listing without needing to sign in. After logging in, the user is redirected to the main activity page to see all the available books. If the list is long, the user can scroll through the list. So right now I'm not logged in yet, and so I can scroll through the list because there are many books. So there's 3 books right now. And if I click on books, I just see more details, but I can't do anything. So now I'm going to log in. And then if I log in, it will redirect me to the main page where I can see all the books again. As a lender, I want to post my book so that other user can borrow it. Acceptance criteria: the app book fragment display when the user click on the app book icon in the menu bar. The database show the book that was submitted from the lender. If the submission is successful, a message display to the user that the book was added successfully. On the main page, the book item will show the lender's name that posted the book. So I just logged in as DatTran with the DatTran at Gmail. So I can go to the listing activity and click on this icon to add book, and the fragment will show up. And here I will add a new book. Actually, before I do that, so I'll go to the database for DatTran, go to the books collection, and here I already have the 3 books that was listed, which is the Introduction to C++, Design Pattern, and the HTML Introduction. So now we'll add a new book. And then I'll select a genre for the book, so I'll hit Programming, and I'll hit Submit. And if it was successful, it will have a toast that say the book was added successfully. And then on the database, it will show up of the book I just added. And here you can see Java Beginner Guide. And then if I go back to the main page, I can see the book that was added and also the user that posted that submission, which is me. As a user, I want to select the book item from the list so that I can see more detail about the book. The user acceptance criteria: the user is redirected to the book's information page when he or she click on an available books. If the user is not logged in, he or she can't request for a book. The user can see all the books' detailed information and send an email request to the owner. The owner can see a request in their email if a user requested for a book. So right now I'm currently logged in as a user. I can click on the book and request, but since I'm the one that posted this book, I'm not going to request for the book. I'm going to go ahead and log out instead. So right now I'm not logged into any account. So if I click on the book, it will go to the book information page. I can see more detail about the book, but I can't not request it. I need to log into an account. So I'm going to go ahead and log into a different account. And here I'm logging in as Timmy, and I can select which book I want to request. So I'll select Java beginner, and here I have this button. I can request a book to DatT. So I'll hit request book, and I'll use Gmail, and it will auto populate the subject line and the message. So it will show the app name and the book title, and here it will say the book title with the author of the book, and I can hit send, and then it will send the message or email to the owner. And then I'll go back to my email, and here I don't have anything yet. If I refresh, and then I receive that request email from Timmy. Here's the message and the subject line. And that's it for my Sprint 1. Thank you for listening.